This is Adrian Manz. If you'd like a copy of my book, Around the Horn, A Trader's Guide to Consistently Scoring in the Markets, visit TraderInsight.com, where you'll receive a 30% discount and 3-day shipping. That's the best price anywhere, only from Trader Insight.
From Los Angeles, TraderInsight.com presents Dr. Adrian Manz in the war room and at the helm with today's look at stocks and sectors on the radar.
For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manz, and this is Stocks and Sectors on the Radar for Thursday, April 9th, 2009. On Wednesday, Dow Jones Industrials up 47.5 to close at 7837.11. We had 2,262 stocks advance, 774 decline, and NYSE total volume 1.32 billion shares. So the Dow did pretty much what we were talking about yesterday. Came down in here, found support. We've got these highs, we've got these lows, lots of opens, closes, that kind of thing along that plane there. That was a good test for sort of any kind of downside move. See if maybe we wouldn't catch a bounce, move up again. We did. Not a terrific day, not a real big day by any stretch of the imagination, but nevertheless better than a trip down to 7,500 if you're favoring the long side of the market. If you're looking for the short, of course, then 7,500 ain't looking so bad, right? We've got the S&P 500 up 961 at 825.16. NASDAQ 100 up 25.33 at 1,303.75. And the NASDAQ comp up 29 to close at 1590.66. So we had pretty similar action across all of the indices. Sort of a nothing day. All of them caught support. We're going to see what happens on Thursday, see if we can hold on to this whole thing. Earnings season's still going. The more earnings come out, the more probability there is that we're going to see a bad one that might have us poke into the downside. If we do see something really bad, watch that market reaction and watch it very carefully. That's going to be very telling in terms of what kind of news the market is ready for, what it's looking to ingest, and what it's willing to ignore. Now, let's take a look. We had 3 on the radar last night. 2 of them hit, went straight to the profit targets we were talking about. We'll have a quick look at those, and then we will talk about what's on deck for Thursday's trading. First one on the list from last night's video is Brinker International, ticker symbol EAT. This was an infield fly setup, sort of a wide range bar for an infield fly. Didn't leave a lot of room for profit between yesterday's close and those previous session highs. Stock didn't trigger, did nothing, so no trade on EAT. Then we had WMS Industries Incorporated. This one was the de facto doubleheader. Remember, we're going to ignore this bar in the middle here and sort of treat this as a doubleheader setup. These 2 bars here acting as the reversal bars. And look what happened. We had a $23.44 entry on this one. We had a $23.04 target. If we look at the stock intraday, what we see is that the stock opened, traded to the positive for a while, then reversed, got down, got into our entry price just after the first half hour of trading, got us down, moved lower, formed support right at that 23.04 level that we were targeting, right? We're always setting those targets based on support and resistance, and that was, in fact, support and resistance for the rest of the trading session. Now, it did manage to close lower, so some of you are going to say, well, but if you would have stuck with the position, you'd be out at 22.59. But, you know, my strategies, my methodology is all about finding logical targets and finding places that I assume things are going to happen and then moving on to the next trade. So, you know, here we have it. There's a nice move here, 40 cents per share. And then finally we had UNH. This is United Health Group. Let's take a look at the daily chart first. In this case, we had a fastball setup, fastball expansion of range, expansion of volume. We were looking for a 23.86 entry with a 24.25 target. And we also said that I was assuming, that 50-period simple moving average might act as a magnet, pull price back in again. And we see here that the stock, in fact, opened higher, traded lower, got back down through that 50-period simple, but not before giving us the profit that we were looking for. So we'll have a quick look at the intraday on this one, and then we'll get on to the stocks for Thursday's trading. Yeah, a lot of price action in that first bar. I wait for the NYSE ticks. I wait for the New York Stock Exchange to tick. You want to see that on the tape, and if you're following what I'm doing, once that price action gets in there, it starts to stabilize things a little bit. We had the move to the upside through the stated entry price, 23.86, all the way up to about 24.40, about 15 cents beyond that initial profit target before reversing, coming back in again. This one winds up being a very nice gain, 61 cents on the trade before it goes and reverses and closes negative on the day. So a day that saw this stock closing negative, we had a nice move on the upside in the first half hour of trading to get us to our profit target. So now let's take a look at, we got a couple of consumers on deck for Thursday's trading, an energy and an industrial. First on the list, Bally Technologies, ticker symbol BYI. There's a switch hitter pullback. I'm going to watch for trade above $21.32 a share as indication that I've got an entry opportunity. $21.32, $21.35, somewhere in there, with an initial profit target up around $21.70. Cabela's, I hope I'm saying that right, CAB. This one is also a switch hitter pullback. I've got a potential entry on this one somewhere around $10.08. Tight profit target on this one, $10.40. If it gets up there, I'm probably going to take it off and not look for too much more. It's a $10 stock, and it's really going to be stretching it on the upside if it makes that move. Then I've got Helix Energy Solutions. This obviously is in the energies. This is a fastball expansion of range, expansion of volume. I've got a possible entry on this at about $8.05 to $8.10, and we could see a move $8.52 on this one if it gets up there and if it gets some momentum behind it. Got to see strength in the sector, got to see strength in the broader markets, or else this one's probably going to be an inside day or just an all-out dud. It might just reverse. That trading action going into the close started to taper off a little bit. We might see some bleed back down into the middle of range on HLX. And then finally, I've got Robert Half International. There's a 3-2 pitch setup, of course. Take a look at Around the Horn and refresh your memory if you don't know what that is. We've got an entry around $19.30 a share, I'd say, on this one, with a potential initial profit target around $19.60. So if anybody's got any questions, shoot me an email, adrian@traderinsight.com. Use protective stops on every trade, and have a great trading day on Thursday.